I like to use these drink mixes in my tea. When I make either green tea or black tea, not the flavored kind, I like to add just a little bit of flavor. I don't always use these for water, but I do use, like this one. These are for a whole pitcher. Makes 2 quarts. So this makes 2 quarts, but I just sprinkle a little at a time. So don't limit yourself to the flavors that come in the little packets. You can go, Crystal Light has tons of flavors. This is just like the Walmart brand of Crystal Light. I think that's Walmart. And then right now I'm using the strawberry watermelon. Doesn't take much, but this is what happens. I fold them over and I throw them. This is what they look like, because that's where I make my tea. Well, I'm tired of that. So I'm like, okay, here's my little packets. I would like to have more at my disposal, but I'm not going to have them all in over there. Well, we all know what happens at my house, and that's a lot of the coffee creamer. So I'm like, listen, there, the coffee creamer. I thought that would be the perfect solution. It's decorative with the little grooves. So let's go back to my craft room and see how I am going to remedy this ugly situation. The very first thing we want to do is cut the top off. So I'm going to try to use my box cutter and see how even. I want to go above it a little bit because I want to use that groove as part of my decoration. And I think I can cut the rest off with the scissors. So okay. Now, let me show you this before we go on. You don't have to throw the top away. If you've seen one of my videos, I have 2 little water bottles from the Dollar Tree that I cut the bottom off and turn upside down to use as a funnel for things like oatmeal and rice, things that won't go through a little funnel. But see the size of that hole? If you don't want to throw that away, just save that. So when you're taking your rice out of a bag and putting it in your jar, that will fit into the jar, and then it's big enough for the rice to go through. So that's just a little bonus tip. Now I'm going to try to even this up. That will do. Okay, now let's go give this a coat of paint. I said a coat of paint, but I feel certain it's going to take more. I think I want to, yep, I want to do my plaster. Did you see what happened? I got too close with the heat gun. Guess what? That's going to be the back. We're going to let this dry au naturel. Now that the white has dried, I want to just brush on a little brown. A lot of times I use the elephant, the gray, give it a distressed look, but I found an embellishment I want to use, this brown, and I thought this would match better. Hold on. So, y'all have seen this before. But you just take one of your little, it's really a stenciling brush. That's the one I like to use. Put some paint on it. You can't really see. I have a, if you can see right there, I have a corner that is just layers and layers of paint that I use just for this. So see the back? I don't think if it's turned around to the, we're not gonna be able to see it. So we'll just coat it with some Mod Podge to keep the paint from scratching off. Now, I will not be putting this in water to wash. It will just be sitting on my counter. But still, with everyday wear and tear of moving it around, I would just feel better about sealing this paint on. And now we want to make sure this is completely dry, because we're going to be using some glue on it. So let's give that some time. Okay, so my little container is dry. I'm heating up my glue gun. I'm just going to tack the twine on with it. I'm not going to hit it on there hard, because, you know, if the heat gun melted it, then the glue gun is really going to melt it. But while that's heating up, I'm going to measure, because I want to put a little piece of this just everyday jute twine in each one of the grooves. So I need 1, 2, 3, 4. We want to do one for the top. I'm going to leave the top one longer so I can tie my bow, because I think I want a bow. Let's go ahead and see. Okay, that is just not big enough for my big old fat hands to tie. Let's try this again. Okay, so there. And this is, I went looking through my stickers. These are from the Dollar Tree. There's a whole theme. They have these little raised stickers that are themes. This is about your dreams. I thought this was perfect. It didn't have anything to do with a drink, but it's something good to read every day, especially if you're on a Weight Watchers journey or a weight loss journey of any kind, or even a journey of life. Woo, I think we know that. Follow your dreams, believe in yourself, and don't give up. I think that's perfect saying to read every day. I was going to use my E6000, but that worked so well on the back without melting. I'm going to go ahead and, now it's got sticky on it, but that's not going to be strong enough. This is really bugging me. You know what? Not gonna bug me anymore. So let's see where we want. Now if I get it wrong, right there, I think that will work. You could take off the little pads off the back if you wanted it flat to it, but I like the height. Kind of a textural difference, I guess. It's not texture, but you know what I'm trying to say. Let's trim this up. Okay, now how long? There we go. What do you think? Let's go check it out in the kitchen. Okay, here is my little container. Here's all my little drinks. The ones I've already opened. There we go. Now let's move that over. And just nestle it right in there. What do you think? I think that looks so much better than just a little pile of drink mixes. And now I can have a variety. Here are the things we're going to use for our next Trash to Treasure. This I just hauled from Value Village. It was 60 cents dirty, so I got it all cleaned up. It's just a candle holder. These I saved just because I was like, I think I can do something with them. It's the Ole Regenerous. They're good and sturdy. It's a good sturdy plastic. So I washed them up and put them over here in my little bin. Then I had 2 of the Jenga, the Dollar Tree Jenga, tumbling tower blocks or something. This like Jenga, Dollar Tree version. Spit it out. I had glued 2 of these together for something else, and it didn't work. But of course you don't throw these things away. Turns out it's going to be perfect for what I'm doing here. These are because I save lids. Because you never know what you need them for. This come off a prescription. This obviously is milk. So these are going to get glued together. And that's going to get glued to that because it gives it height. See, if you get a theme, we're going to make a little tray, a little decorative. And that, it just looks like it's a set of face cream. But you raise it up, put some greenery around it. There you go. You've changed it. So we've got a couple caps. And then some of the stuff that I have bought from the Dollar Tree, letters, and this little heart I found at Wanda's in a little pack of 50-cent hearts at Wanda's. So I'm going to do something with that and that. So the first thing I do want to do, though, is to glue this together. I just like, if I can, I like to glue stuff and then paint it. For me, it just seems easier. And it doesn't matter if there's any sticking out, because it's going to be hidden. This is not going to be, and see it's a little off center, but we're not going to see this. I hope it stays. Then we're going to glue this to that. Okay, so there's that. Now we're going to glue this, because what I want to do is, and we always do I always do K plus D, Kim plus David, Kim loves David, because I'm the one writing it. And normally when you're the one writing it, you put your initial first. And so since he's a dude and he don't do these kind of things, DK sounds like Donkey Kong. I'm sticking with what I've always done, KD. So I'm going to put a K there, a D there. I'm going to take this, I was just messing with it. I'm going to take this little skewer, I had it up here, because you never know what you need in the craft world. So I'm going to cut it, and I'm going to hope that I can get this to glue on without looking too obvious. I'll make it work, however, trust me, however it turns out. I will make it work. And because crafts are not an exact science, if it's not perfect, who cares? I sure don't. There ain't nothing in my house perfect or the way it should be. Pretty much everything is the way I do crafts, just here, there, and another. I don't even think that looks bad on a stick right there. I really don't. Now, uh-oh. You know what I'm going to have to do? I'm going to have to use my E6000. Now let's cross our fingers. Let's cross our fingers that the glue sticks, but not to, not to the tape. If it does, what do we always do on this channel? We back up and punt. So I will at least get started painting on these other things. Okay, the colors are the hardest part. I'm pretty sure I want to mimic a galvanized tray. Now, I've seen this technique on a YouTube video like one time, and I have not gone back to look it over. So I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants. This is the no rules part. If you like how it looks, listen, it don't matter how you get there, as long as you get there. So the first coat I'm going to put is this elephant colored chalk paste. looks more like camouflage than it does galvanized. But you know what? I'm going to distress these with my brown paint. If you want to paint over it where it's more solid white, you can do that. You can do anything you want to do. Now when everything dries, we'll start decorating. Oh no, we gotta paint our little K and D. Okay, everything is dry. These are just some things I got out. Not sure what I want to use. And I went ahead and glued, this is the lid that came with it, but I glued it on the bottom because it just needed a little bit more height. It settled down a little bit. Now after I get through doing this, I'm going to melt an old couple of candles and pour in here. But I'm going to do that last. So I think the first thing I want to do, I have different ribbons, but I think they're going to be too... I think it's going to be either too stark or too decorative. Does that make sense? So I'm going to just wrap both of the spouts, the whatever you call that. I'm going to wrap in the jute. Okay, now I have these and I have these and I have this and I have this, which I think a little bow. I'm trying to decide. This is just a pack of 3 that I found at the Dollar Tree. Yeah, I can't decide. I want pink, with a little pink. Oh, I think maybe. Let's see. Let's try. We have to take off some of these. Okay, after I did all that, I looked at it and I got a feeling when I pour that candle, I wasn't thinking you're still going to be able to see that brown, gray. So I'm going to go in and at least cover up the gray for however tall the candle wax pours in. Okay, this is my wax melting kit, I guess you could say. That's just white, so I'm not going to worry about it. These are, and I think this will be dry by the time we need it, but I think one is not going to be enough, so I'm going to melt two. They're not white, but I think they'll be okay because it's kind of the same color as my letters. Oh good, that just pulls right out. Okay, because I'm impatient, I like to crumble. Yes, make a mess. There is not enough wick. I was going to say whisk. There's not enough wick to twirl around this to rest on the top like you normally do. So I'm just going to, and I will not burn this candle, obviously, because it's in plastic. This is just for decorative purposes. But I'm going to see if I can tape it on here enough. And if it doesn't go all the way to the bottom, I don't mind about that either, because I just want the look of a candle, not an actual candle. Now this is the bad part about decorating your little candle holder first, is I'm not always the best pourer, so my fingers are crossed that I don't spill it all over. So we'll let that cool, and whenever the candle gets hard, then we will style this little thing. Ooh, I was just talking to y'all and everything. What I was telling you was, this tray is not big enough to use the big leaves and the big greenery to cover this. If this was on a bigger tray, no problem. Instead of covering it with jute, I'm using this. It is a mesh rope from the Dollar Tree, but what I'm doing is I'm stretching it flat to where it looks more like just wrapped in jute, not in a puffy rope. Well, the best laid plans can go awry when you don't know what you're doing. So, this fit perfectly on here with this, the bottle. Did not take into account how much wider the bottom was when I added those two caps to make it taller. So, I come over here and you see how it doesn't fit together? It's all leany. So I'm going to have to just do what I'm going to have to do. Put that there. And this is a pro tip. Do not unplug or turn off your glue gun until you are sure you have wrapped that sucker up. Because this is just a little... Lord, my husband is hitting the side of the house or something. Just a little something. Let me turn it that way. Because it's going to have to... Oh, and I I wanted to hurry, so I knew better, but I stuck it in the freezer just long enough to harden it, and I come in here and got busy, and I had a sinkhole, so I poured a little bit more on top of it. So it's going to have a little bit of a sinkhole in it, but where I'm going to have it sitting, you won't be able to see it. So I'm not terribly worried about that. But I am going to have to, well, I didn't really want to. I'm going to have to rest it on the side, but that's how you know it's mine, because it's messed up. Then I have my little KD, which I am totally in love with. Now, if you wanted, you could leave it just like this, but I like the ideas of some greenery and covering up that, you know, as good as I can. Well, I was sitting here, the lamb's ears, you have to get the small ones, because like I said, this is a small plate. And then I like eucalyptus too. I think lamb's ears and eucalyptus go together really well. Then I got to thinking, well, what about these that are in there? So, if I don't have to stand here and style this for 3 days, okay, I think I'm happy with it. Let's go and see what it looks like in there. Well, here we go. I think it turned out cute as a button. It does look Christmassy in this light, but we saw back there that it is pink. And in here I can tell that it's pink. It's just photographing as red and green Christmassy. So, what do you think? I think that I think I like it. I think I really like it. So, thanks for watching my video, and like and subscribe and do the notification and do all the things, and I'll see you next time.